Hello everyone. So for today, we're gonna work on learning how to make magazine pages like this, for example, into ephemera. Them ones I don't need to do that as much with, but these ones I can. To strengthen, I cut out pieces, magazine pages obviously, but to give it a little bit of strength and turn it into some ephemera that can be used for more than just regular magazine, we can do this. This anyways is what I've been doing. If I want some small pieces of ephemera or big pieces of ephemera, it all depends on what pieces I want. But these smaller pieces I'm more than likely going to use in my journal to make more pieces. But stuff like this, on the other hand, looks good on its own instead of a regular piece of ephemera. So I take that, do this, and it's a good way of using old book page so you're not wasting it. I found it's a very good use of old book page because again, you're using it up. And not wasting as much. I mean, you're still using up some of your paper and making scraps, but when it gets this small, I just throw it in the garbage either way. I'm just happy to use up what I've had sitting. And this is a good way of building up stash. Because, I mean, let's be honest, not all of us have all the stash in the world to be able to make pieces, so again, it's just a way to thicken up the paper or the magazine paper and make it so it's easy pieces to stick in to your pockets and stuff like that if you want. And again, it's just an easy and fun way to gain pieces for your journals without spending a lot of money. And a lot of these magazines that I get this stuff from is from Free State magazines. It's how I get a lot of my ephemera, a lot of my envelopes, and all that, because I don't have a lot of money. Let's be honest, I don't. I don't have money to be spending on all the supplies I possibly can. I wish I did, but we don't all the time, and so I've tried to find ways to add pieces and have pieces to add. Having smaller pieces to use, like in a cooking journal. I've been working on trying to make a cooking journal, but I haven't had enough ephemera and all that jazz, and I don't want to buy if I can help it. So doing something like this saves me money, makes it so I can have some of this ephemera that everybody else has. And just rip the page out. And again, I just cut up. Now, because of how much is left on this spot, I'm adding this little bitty piece that I have here to my scrap bin, because that's what I can save out of it. The rest of it I'm not going to worry about. That's what you have to do, otherwise you're saving unimaginable amount of scraps. And I don't like saving too many scraps. I mean, there's a difference between saving just a few scraps and saving all your scraps. But again, this is a fun way to use up basic, or to make basic ephemera if you can't afford much, but you want to do things like add small pieces to your work. I mean, I hear a lot of the crafters say magazines, but I still haven't seen very many of them actually use magazines. So I personally think that don't advertise if you don't show what you can do with it. So that's why I'm doing this particular piece. And again, this is a great way to build up some stash a little bit for your journals. So you have pieces already made. And you can mass make them, which I personally like this aspect. But this is something I just recently started doing. Like, I've been collecting magazine pieces for a very long time, trying to think of something to do with them. Because, again, a lot of the other crafters I've watched, like the Paper Outpost and Gail Augustinelli and everybody, talks about how using magazines when you first start out is an awesome idea and everything else, but they never, again, show you how to use them. I try to make a video once in a while of what I can do with different things like this, because I don't want people to think that, hey, I'm saying if you're new to this, get magazines, and then not show you how to do it, anything with it. Or if you're new, to get illustrations and then, but I have learned Shabby Dabby Doodah normally does a lot of creations with illustrations if you want ideas. She's the person to go to for that. And I try to, like with my Golden Book journals, I try to come up with a different idea than everybody else, or what I've seen everybody else do on YouTube, because again, no one's going to want to buy the same book 20 ways that are made the exact same for the most part. I mean, some people do the elaborate spines, but I'm not good at elaborate spine making, so with the buttons and all that yet. I'm still sort of a beginner, in all honesty. Now, this one, I'm going to take the time to grab my like copperish bronze colored marker here, and that's going to be my way of distressing at the moment. And do you see that? I'm just tracing it like this. Makes a really interesting way of adding a border to it. And oops, distressing it. Then I think I'm going to take this piece. Wait, okay. You can just add some marker lines here. They don't have to be the same size every time or anything else. They're just staggered. There. So front side and back side, and it's a real simple idea behind it. And I actually think this makes it look a little bit older, because a lot of people don't take the time with their pieces to do work on it like this. But and if you don't like the thickness, like I really don't like this thickness, I'm just lining it back up, made it a little thicker. Now, again, I'm just gonna do some lines here. They don't have to be perfect lines, anything else like that. And because I made this based off of, or thickness wise, quite a bit thicker, it's not going to have a huge effect on it. So see, just random lines. And, oh, wait, it goes this way from that. So another one finished. And this I'll stick in my ephemera box more than likely, so. What if I decided instead of that on it, I can take one of these itty bitty pieces of teacup here, do that after I do this. So I basically take a little bit of my Fabri-Tac here, add a little bit of glue onto it, check where the top is, and do this. There. Very simple and done. Now I'm just going to quickly get this side. This one I'm not really going to do anything really to it. It's very tiny, so I'll just leave it like that. And these are, I love these markers. They work on top of acrylic and don't wreck the acrylic or wreck the marker by using the acrylic paint. They go right over top of it. I love it. Yeah, it says water-based ink, odorless, xylene-free for opaque writing or various art projects, light, fast, and quick dry. And they're Morphone metallic markers. I think that was one of my best Amazon buys that I've had in a long time. Okay, so I want to do something cool with that. Got an idea here. Yeah, I am using my ink a little bit here. E there. E there. E there. E there. Just a unique way of doing it. Just stamped an A. So, again, these pieces are just lovely now that I am done with them. And I mean, it ain't all the same, but it is. And as I said, I used an easy way of distressing these, or making them look a little bit more vintagey and everything, by just taking a marker today. And the marker effect helped, not only looking like each of them had their own frame, but also by adding lines or stamping or piece of fabric, like in this one. I mean, this one I didn't really do anything with, but I mean, great ideas on how to use these pieces. Another way would be, well, I don't really have one with me, but if you take the piece, one of these pieces, and you can also take the time and sew around them, and they still look like a random filler too. So, and I mean, they're thick. I mean, thicker than the original magazine paper, which is so thin and makes it so hard to work with sometimes because it ain't thick. It's a great way of thickening it up. Sorry. Had a little word gibberish there. But that's what I've been doing with my lovely ephemera container, is what I call it. But right now, I can't fill it with my normal ephemera pieces, like my smalls, because I have so many bigs in the way. So I'm right now working on getting my bigs out of the way, so I can start using more of my smalls like this, because I can't find these pieces in all the big stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great day or night. Bye.